can tell right now, I'm printing DTFs for a client right now. I'm printing DTFs, and I'm going to start live streaming my workflows a little bit so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, because it's always working. So I figured the best way to still communicate with you guys is to just stream the stuff that I'm doing. So as you guys join in, you guys can ask me any questions you want to know about what I'm doing or whatever else it is I have going on. But let me set this on a timer real fast so we can rotate between cameras, I guess. 1 second, guys. So as you guys are coming in, let me know where you guys are viewing from. Let me make sure I'm live, first of all, on my YouTube channel. Right now I'm printing stuff for clients on the Revel 2402T DTF printer, as you guys can see right here. And I just found out, I just learned a new feature on it, which is interesting, because just when I thought I knew everything, it's always something, y'all. It's always something. And I just learned something just now. Just learned something. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I got to call one of my other boys that runs the same machine, that's gonna tell me. I'm gonna trade ideas with him, trade stuff that we learned. Valdez Brown, what's going on, Valdez? Somebody, he says, how do I get business? Valdez, I get business all types of ways. The first is word of mouth, via social media. Since I have a following on social media, that's the one way to definitely get business. But if you don't have a social media presence, what I encourage you to do is to start posting on social media. Let me put auto switch on. 1, 2, done. Auto switch on. Video sources. I'm gonna auto switch. Wait a minute, let me turn that back off real fast. I'm gonna auto switch, keep it on me for 30 seconds. And then keep it on HDMI 2 for 15 seconds. Setting up my stream here, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, the one thing I would advise you to do if you're looking to find business and you can't find any business is I would advise you to advertise your services to your local area, the people that's in your local area, so that you can find business that way. Because the one thing that us small businesses can't do is compete with the larger businesses, because they have, you know, for example, I have 1 DTF machine. They have factories that have 20 DTF machines. So they can not only print faster than us, but they can also offer their services at a discounted rate, because they buy their stuff in bigger bulk, so that way they can get cheaper prices. So it's always cheaper if you buy, you know, a roll of 50 pieces of film versus me. I buy rolls of like 2 and maybe 3, you know, versus a large company is probably buying like 50 to 100 to 200. They not only sell the DTFs, but they also sell the DTF rolls, so they're probably buying thousands, you know, maybe 1,000 rolls, so they can offer their DTF film at a much cheaper rate than we can. But what they can't do is they can't offer same-day pickup. They can't offer that same-day pickup like we can. They can't offer that one-on-one service like we can. Like, I can give my customers my phone, my business cell phone, so they can call me, right? Other companies, the bigger companies, larger companies can't do that. So you got to think about, what can I do to offer my local customers something that will encourage them to shop locally, even though my prices might be a little higher, because I can't necessarily compete with the bigger companies' prices. But what can I do? What services can I offer to my clients that's going to make them use me instead of go to you know, insert larger company with cheaper prices here, you know? Maybe you might be able to work with, like what I like to do, one of the things I like to do is I like to work with older people, because they're not necessarily as computer savvy as younger folks are. So they might have difficulty putting in orders. They might have difficulty navigating your website. They might have difficulty with images. So you kind of got to like talk to them a little softer and like deal with them in a manner that a lot of stuff might be obvious to you, but it's not to older people, and older people still want to participate and make money for themselves, especially if they're retired. Something like this is easy that they can do, right? They can just get a transfer and press it onto a shirt, sell it to the local church or the local club, whatever affiliation they might have. And yeah, so that's one thing I really encourage you guys to do. Try to get the business in your local area, get the business in your immediate area, because once somebody knows that they can drop off an image or upload an image today and get it right away, that's something that, like I said, a large company they just can't do. Like, you know, you can offer a delivery service for upcharge, obviously. You can offer a pickup service so they don't have to pay for shipping. As soon as you're done their DTF transfer, they can come pick it up same day, right? Because if you're smaller and you're asking how to get business, you obviously don't have that much business, so you can knock out that order that same day. So that's just one idea for you, but I got tons of other ideas, but I'm not gonna sit here, you know. The Best Uni, what's going on, Best Uni? How are you? Bad Brad, what's going on, man? What's going on, Bad Brad? Nice to see you on here. Okay, so Valdez says he's on all social media. So Valdez, how are you finding social media as far as is it helpful to get new business? Are you posting your content on your social medias? Let me check you out. Valdez, put your Instagram handle on here. Let me check you out real fast and see what you're doing. See if you're serious or you just playing around on social media, watching Meg Thee Stallion and all that. Put your Instagram handle down here so I can check out your social media and see what you're up to. Too Young Gifted Black, what's going on? How are you? How are you? The Best Uni again. All right, so yeah, I'm doing good. Best Uni, how what are you up to now these days? Are you still going crazy on your what is it, your 3D printer? I got both of my 3D printers, and let me show you guys what I've been making on my 3D printer. So wish I had some stock footage, but I have one right here. All right, so I'm going to show you guys real fast. This is for your embroidery machine right here. I think I got to disable the live switch real fast. So this right here goes on the side of your embroidery machine. And this upgraded version, what it does is it's like a magnet on the side of your embroidery machine, so you can keep all your tools in there. Like, say for example, you have tools, your frequently used tools, and this is the upgraded version that has a holder on the side for needles. So you got your little needle right here, you can just drop it in right there, and there's one on both sides, and it's magnetized right on the side of your embroidery machine. I'll make a separate video showing you guys these, but they sell on my website, AlanAwade.com. I think I got them for $35. $35 they sell for. But yeah, item that I needed, that I wanted, that I think is very useful, that I use every time I'm embroidering. I'm reaching for a tool that I got right there sitting inside of my embroidery box. So yeah, all right. So that's something I made right there. But Uni, what are you printing? What are you printing right now? What are you printing, Uni? Let me put this back, y'all. But like I said, I'll make a video for it so y'all can check it out. Yeah, I made some other stuff too recently on my 3D printer. This is the last one. This graphic right here is very nice. It's a cool graphic right here. Straight off of Philly's graphic. And then I have a few more other things to print. Let me go ahead and get this file ready on the machine. Boom. And I have quite a few shirts to make also. Let me check the comments and see what y'all talking about. All right. Mimi says, that's so cool. Reunions have dropped since COVID. Family reunion shirts have dropped since COVID. Yeah, but you know one thing that never drops? In the comments. in the comments down below. Tell him what never drops. What type of shirts do people need all year round, 365 days a year, every day, that people are always going to need and people always need? Put it in the comments. If I don't see it in the comments in the next minute or two, then I'm going to tell you. I do them all the time. I do them at least twice a week. DTF Transfers wise, I make DTF Transfers for this specific, call it an event. At least twice a week I do DTFs for it. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Uni hit you on birthdays, right? But that's not what I was talking about. Birthdays, yes. Birthdays, yes. Definitely. That is all year round. People want birthday shirts and stuff like that, but that's not what I was talking about. I have been flirting with the DTF printing. You've been flirting with DTF printing? What printers are you looking at? What printers are you looking at? DTF printing it's a little tough, I'm not gonna lie. I just got the hang of it. I won't say I just got the hang of it. I've had the hang of it for a while now, and it's very beneficial and detrimental to my business right now to have this DTF printer. I run it every day that I come in here. I get consistent orders, but one thing is for sure, I don't get as many orders as I can handle. I can definitely take a lot more orders than I get with this printer. I'm capable of doing a lot more. So I wish I got more orders. So if you are one of those people to buy DTFs and you want fast service, then hit me up, AlanAWade.com. I'm going to ship your stuff out right away. There you go. There you go. Not graduations, but funerals. RIP shirts. There you go, Valdez. You got it. RIP shirts, funeral shirts. Listen, it's sad. I look at these people as I'm printing up these DTFs, and I'm like, man, this is I shouldn't have said that word either. YouTube is weird with that. YouTube flags videos for saying certain things, like, you know, when people meet their demise. It's too late, I already said it. But yeah, those shirts, I get those like at least twice a week. I print up DTFs for yeah, RIP. So if you advertise yourself as that as a service that you offer, RIP shirts, you know, but then you got to figure out how you're going to do it. Are you going to create the graphics also? Maybe you can have a package where you create the graphic as well as print the DTFs, or make the shirts all in one package. You can offer different packages. Create the graphic and sell the DTFs, or create the graphic and make the shirt. Different packages, so you can, you know, have different price points for people that have heat presses versus people that don't have heat presses. You know, sometimes when you're going through that, you don't want to deal with making anything. You just want the product. So yeah, it's all types of ways. Do you market ripped shirts? No, I don't market them at all. I don't market them all. But I mean, you can. Funeral companies, do they market? I'm not sure. Limousine companies, but no, I guess that's just something that you do. I don't know. Tombstone companies advertise. Plot companies, they advertise to sell plots. So it's like, I don't see what the difference is, you know. And arguably, if somebody's looking for that specific thing and they Google it, if nobody else is advertising for it, because clearly there aren't a lot of companies advertising that they do those types of DTFs or those types of shirts. So if nobody's advertising for it, if somebody searches for it, and you're going to be one of the very, very few people to pop up. So like, why not, right? You know. So OMG, it never fails. That's right. You're right about that. It never fails. So I've got this light gleaming on my forehead here, my shiny forehead. But yeah, those shirts and those DTF transfers, always. Yeah. So what can I say? as far as DTF printing. This printer right here is the bomb. I don't care. This is another instance where I don't care what you've heard online. I'm sure those of you guys that follow me have seen me using it for quite a few years now, right? I say, what, going on two years now, so it's not that much time, but y'all see me using it, y'all seen it printing. I've definitely got my money's worth out of this printer already. It's definitely paid for itself already. And I know the intricacies of it. I know what temperature it likes to be in. I know how to replace parts on it. And right now has been the longest since I've learned the intricacies of it. This right here is the longest I've gone without having to do anything, as far as like to maintain it, because it's stopped printing or whatever. This thing just goes, and I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. Out of everything in the garment decorating industry that you can make money doing, I think DTFs is by far, and I'm almost shooting myself in the foot saying this stuff, because I don't want people to get in this industry, because I want to be one of the only people to do it. But DTF by far is the most easiest thing that you can do to make money. But I will say, if you're trying to get a DTF printer to sell DTFs, beware of what printer you buy, because if you buy the wrong printer, you will have a problem. And that problem is a problem that I had earlier on in my DTF creating career, whereas though the printers that I had printed too slow, right? So the problem that you're gonna find is, if you buy a 13-inch printer that has that, like, what, L1800 head, like the first printer I got, which one was that? That was a Prestige A3 Plus R. Yeah, that one. You guys remember when I made those videos on the A3 Plus R? That printer, when I started offering DTFs on my website, it could not print fast enough to keep up with a significant demand, right? So when you get into business, the goal of the business, the objective of the business is to make money, and make lots of money. With a small DTF, you can't make lots of money. You can make a little bit of money. You can't make lots of money. At least lots of money is, I don't know, it varies from person to person, but the money that I want to make, the small printers can't make it. I'll give you an example. Say if somebody put in an order with the L1800 DTFs printers, small ones, if somebody put in an order for 50 DTFs, and those of you guys that had it, those small printers, those small slow printers, like with the L1800, like the Prestige A3 Plus R, please chime in and let people know what your experience with it was. But this is my experience. If I have an order for 50 DTFs, my whole day is gone with those small printers. If I have one order for 50 DTFs, my whole day is gone. And I'm not, my whole day from morning to late at night. 30 DTFs is pretty much going to take all day. 50 DTFs, forget about it. Forget about it. It can't keep up. Now, the other one, which is over here, I got it over here. I don't have a lot of space in my new location, which I am fine with. People online have told me, "Oh man, your new space looks cramped." I love it. This is my favorite space that I've had. Low overhead. Everything's right here. I can get stuff done, and I'm helping out my folks. So the other printer, I forgot what it's called. What is it called again? Hold on, give me a second. Let me look at this printer. What is it called? What is it called? What's the name of this thing? Oh yeah, here it is. I have to bend down and look. The Prestige R2 Pro. Jesus, jeez Louise. All right, the R2 Pro, guys. The Prestige R2 Pro. It's fast. It's fast. I'd say could probably handle those 50 DTFs 50 DTFs, maybe 2 hours, just to quote you guys a safe guesstimation. Also, it also depends on the size of the transfer, right? So, because printing 50 left chest is different from printing 50 12-inch full chest, right? So it's also going to vary. But if you are serious about making money and you want to make money, you have to get yourself a 24-inch, at least. Now, when you get into the 24-inch, now you're talking about, I can make a couple $1,000s a day, right? And that's the money you want to get to. I think when we all think about business and we think about where we want to be in business, I think everybody's significant amount of money is, I want to make thousands of dollars a day, right? You know, hundreds of dollars is cool. Like, it's cool. Like a cup in a high, like $600 a day. That's fantastic, right? But if you want to make life-changing money, get yourself a 24-inch. You might not have the space for it, but guess what? Make the space for it, because I'm quite sure there's somewhere where you can put this thing that you got a bunch of stuff that's not making you any money. So, but another thing to DTF printing is, it's not touched on a lot. You absolutely have to figure out your ventilation. If you are in an area that you have kids around, just forget about it. Just don't do it. It's not worth the risk. We don't know what it does. We don't know what it doesn't do. We don't know the hazards. But if ventilation is going to be an issue, if you can't figure that out, if you're not good at figuring out a ventilation system, then just forget about it. Just don't get involved, because it's just not worth the risk that you're about to take. Now, with my ventilation, I should do a whole video on it now. I got a new ventilation system. It's connected right here, as you guys can see, and it runs across the ceiling, and it's hooked up to a big, powerful sucker blower, and it's blowing through another tube that's blowing it up right out the window right there. And you gotta have the ventilation. You gotta have the ventilation, y'all, because if you don't, you just, like I said, just don't do it to yourself. You'll notice it right away when you start smelling the fumes. And even with this system, even with the best ventilation, it's still going to be some slight little fume that you ingest into your system, right? Another thing that you have to consider is temperature, right? So you guys think that you're just going to get this printer and just start printing? No, it's other variables that come with it. Temperature of the room. Hold on, let me grab this file, candy car file. Let me start printing. Temperature of the room. So I got a mini split. I installed a mini split down here, and you have to vent that also, and that involves a certain type of wiring, certain type of connection for the mini split to operate. I had to get some electrical work done, a lot of electrical work done to this house. I actually changed the whole panel. I upgraded the whole panel to put a bigger panel in to handle all the amperages of all the different equipment in here. I ran some new wires, I renovated this whole little area. This, like, every time I move somewhere, I'm always upgrading a space. Like the last studio I was in, the big studio, oh, they made out like bandits. I upgraded their whole electrical system. So whoever's renting that place out now, the landlord's got to be charging them like an arm and a leg, because I upgraded the whole situation over there, right? I added outlets everywhere. Same thing here. I added what I needed. This dryer takes a certain type of amperage. You know, the heat press along with the embroidery machines, I had to put them on separate lines, because, you know, everybody knows the heat press. If you've ever had a heat press plugged into your house, when it starts heating up, it like, and you see the lights flickering and stuff like that. So I got one outlet right here on one circuit, another outlet over there on one circuit. This machine right here, I think it's on its own circuit. But speaking of this machine right here, we'll do another video and talk about that. But yeah, these are some things you got to consider. Got my machine right here, 2 embroidery machines over there, white toner over there, embroidery machines over there. I got another embroidery machine in the garage. So yeah, like I said, I love the space. I don't need fancy to run my business. I need efficiency. I need stuff that works. And I need stuff that's profitable and makes money. You know, I'm not, if you guys notice by now, like I'm 100% into doing things that make sense now, and doing things that so I can maximize my profitability in my business, and giving money away for stuff that looks nice. I'm not into it. I did that already, and it's just a silly thing to do. I'm a YouTuber, and it looks nice on YouTube and all that stuff, but I don't really care, to be honest. I'd rather show you guys how to do things that make sense, and how you can keep more money in your pocket versus having a nice place that looks nice and it doesn't make any sense. Like my studio, the last studio I had, it didn't make any sense for me because I didn't get people coming in there, that enough traffic to justify having a space. So especially the price I was paying for it. So got rid of it, and just in time too, because the economy went crazy. All right, let me read some comments real fast. Read some comments. Guys, if you're watching this video and you have not given this video a thumbs up yet, please hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. Thank you, Uni. I appreciate it. I have one and it's super slow. See? Big Brad has one of those slow printers and it's very, very slow. Too Young for says, what makes me think twice is the maintenance. After Heat Press Nation salesperson telling me necessary maintenance, I backed out. Now I'm flirting with it again. Okay, so DTF printer maintenance is something that you are going to have to learn. The smaller printers are a lot more difficult to maintain than something like this. Most of them have the agitation systems where you leave it plugged in and it circulates the ink. Most of them you have to leave on to a certain degree. Like I can shut this whole printer down and leave that, the agitation system where the ink is, plugged in so it can still circulate just the white ink. It just circulates the white ink. It doesn't circulate the white ink. And even beyond that, you can be doing everything wrong with maintenance. I mean, you can be doing everything right with maintenance. But if your room temperature isn't right, none of that matters. Your lines are still going to get clogged. So you have to learn your printer, you have to learn your environment, and everybody's environment isn't the same. I can tell you, the best way to explain it to you is, the best thing I could say to you is keep your DTF printer warm. That's why I like this space. I'm able to regulate the temperature better. Keep your DTF printer in a warm environment, not a hot environment, because if it's too hot, then that's going to be an issue too. I got a potential spam calling me. Not going to pick that up. So it's, it's a thing. But guys, I'm here to solicit y'all my services. So if you know anybody that wants to buy DTF transfers, send them over to me, AllanAWade.com, AllanAWade.com. Let me see if I can put that on the screen right here. Give me a second. Let me make something. Let me edit this right here. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me edit that. That's my calling for when I do my lives. Here we go. Whoa, that's not how you spell that. But hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it so YouTube can push this video out. Boom. Here we go. AllanAWade.com is where you want to go to order your DTF. So, okay. So Valez says, I live in an apartment though. That's why I was looking at X-Tool DTF printer. So, I hope you guys are paying attention to what I just said. Even if you buy a smaller DTF printer, Bad Brad, you have a small one. You can chime in if you want to and let them know what your experience is. Even if you buy a smaller DTF printer, the variable that people don't think about is these aren't like regular printers. It's not like an embroidery machine. We're talking about fumes. And I don't think you guys understand what I mean by fumes. Like, I give you an example of when I first learned that this could be this is probably a problem. All right, and I'm not saying this to scare people. I'm saying this because it's a legitimate thing that's not talked about enough and people don't know about. When I first got my Prestige R2 Pro and I was printing with it, and I wasn't really like knowledgeable about how toxic it could be. I was using a little small ventilation system that they sent with the printer. It's a little small box that y'all have seen a small box that you just got the hose that just with the little funnel thing that just goes over top of the printer. You might as well just throw that in the trash. It's totally useless. When the film goes inside the oven, if it's not ventilated properly, your whole room will be filled up with the smoke and you'll be breathing it. Now let me tell you what the smoke is. You guys have seen DTF powder. Let me tell you how DTF works. The way DTF works is the powder melts onto the white ink. You guys see my printer printing that white ink. The powder melts onto that white ink, right? As it goes, okay, the powder drizzles on to the white ink. The machine, the oven thing, if you have the combo, it hits the extra powder off. Then it goes into the heater, and the heater turns that powder into a gel, right? And then it dries and creates that orange peel type of backing when it comes out the other end, right? In the process of doing that, the powder releases this. The powder turns into like a liquid, and that liquid, just like moisture from water, H2O, the moisture of that liquid gets into the environment, right? And what happens to water? Water, it turns into moisture, then it goes into the environment, then eventually it solidifies again and turns back into water, right? After it cools down. So the gel that it creates goes into the air. You breathe it, and when you breathe it, it solidifies again. So now you got DTF powder in your system. You got DTF powder in your eyes, in your ears, in your nose, in your mouth. And when it's bad enough, when you don't know any better, when you're not ventilating properly, you will feel a coat of, at first you won't know what the heck it is, but you'll know what it's from. A coat in your lungs. And it is very unpleasant. It is very it's very eye-opening. It's very like, holy shit, I'm not gonna beat around. It's very like, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna work. This can't be good for me. And that's when I made that video, when I felt that. And you're like, all night long, you're just trying to get it out of your system, right? And you're like picking stuff out of your eyes, right? You're like, out of your throat, you're spitting and stuff. You just got to clear it out of your system, and it takes a while, right? And guess what? The stuff that went inside of you further on, you just got to. So that's how serious it is as far as taking care of the ventilation issue. The ventilation is the one thing that you got to constantly try to figure out something that works for your space that's very, very effective. That's at least 90% effective, or it's not even worth getting. So yeah, you guys saying, okay, well, you know, the X tool works for my apartment, this works for that, this works for that. But does it really work for your apartment? Because what about yeah, it fits in your apartment. Yeah, you can make some money using it. At the cost of what though? You know what I mean? So ventilation is something that you really, really have to consider and have to figure out, and have to go ahead and spend a significant amount of money more to figure out a system that's going to keep you safe. We don't know what it does. We don't know We don't. DTF is still new. We don't know what's going on with this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things you gotta roll the dice and wait and see. Valdez says, "I'm gonna outsource my DTF prints." Then, hey, listen, I'm here for you. You see the website at the bottom. He said, "I'm gonna outsource my DTF prints." Then, I'm just letting you know. Bad Brad says a small printer doesn't work for full production, and that's exactly what I said. A small DTF printer does not work. 2 small printers does not work for production. You gotta have something like this, and that's just, you gotta have a 24-inch, and that's just for a medium to small company that gets a moderate to small amount of orders. I can get overwhelmed with this. I've never gotten there, but I could get to a point where I get overwhelmed. I'd love to. I'd welcome that. I haven't got there yet. Let me print one more of these, but let me run a cleaning first. I'm running cleaning real fast, so nothing to see over there. So let me stop the switching. All right, guys. Let me read some more comments and see what you guys. Yeah, small printer definitely does not work for production. You hear from that guy who got sick from that powder? Yes, I heard from that guy who got sick from the powder. And that guy that got sick from the powder is perfectly fine now. He's, as far as I've heard, because I don't talk to him, but as far as I've heard from people that do talk to him, he's fine, and he has a place with a bunch of DTF printers now, and he's back to printing, and he's perfectly fine. That's right. And he was given days to live. Listen, I don't know. All I'm saying is I've experienced something that felt serious enough for me to warn you guys about. Urge you guys to be knowledgeable of what could be possible and what I've done to alleviate that issue, my ventilation, right? So you have to have the proper ventilation, because everybody's situation is different. We haven't heard of anybody having any besides him, but the honest truth is the medical industry is not that. They're great, but they're not as great as we think they are. Like, he was given X amount of time to live, and that time is long past. He's fine. As far as I know, he's fine. But I digress. I don't know. Kayla, what's going on, Kayla? Can't wait to see you at Deco Summit. Kayla, did you send him your contract yet? I didn't send him back. I gotta send back my contract because I don't think our names are on the guest speakers list. But I gotta send mine in today. Okay, so 2 young, gifted black. 2 beyond young, gifted black. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot to say. She asked, not as bad, but sublimation exudes fumes. Yes, sublimation does produce fumes, but one thing's for sure about sublimation. People have been doing sublimation for a long time, and of course the fumes aren't good, but sublimation fumes are nowhere in comparison to a powder that gets airborne. Nowhere. Sublimation, when it pops up, you see the fumes, you can step away, you'll be fine. I gotta empty out my thing. My ink is beeping. I gotta empty out my waste container. But yeah, sublimation fumes are nowhere near as toxic as DTF fumes. All right, let me put this. I'm gonna switch the camera, so you don't have to worry about that sublimation fumes. Just don't get close to it and start sniffing it as you're picking up your sublimation thing. So okay, isn't the guy's name Ernest? Yes, Ernest. That's his name. Who got sick from DTF powder? Yeah, that's his name. His name is Ernest. But sick? That's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, go on his channel, Bad Brad, and check it out. You let us see what you find. But yeah, as far as I know, he's fine now. Okay, Demetrius Walker says, do you know where I can get good digitizing work? I know this is about DTF, but I never catch you live. Yes, I'm a digitizer. Do you guys know that I digitize? I've been digitizing for years. I taught myself how to digitize using Brother PE Design 10. I also used Embrilliance for a short amount of time. And I also, sorry guys, I'm changing out my thing here. I'm switching containers so my thing will stop beeping. It's not beeping very loud because I need a new battery. But yeah, right now I digitize using Chroma Lux. I also am proficient in Wilcombe Hatch. So I use quite a few programs. I have quite a few programs, digitizing programs. I use Chroma the most because it's the most user-friendly. I like the interface, and I like my files to be compatible with my machines. I can send it wirelessly. But anyway, I digitize. So if you want digitizing done, you can hit me up for a price quote. A-Dubb-productions.com. Sorry, I gotta dump this out, guys. So this right here is a container that I just got, the waste container from your DTF printer. I just got, and I gotta go dump it out. And the good thing about DTF ink is it's water-based. So I'm just gonna pour it down. I flush it down the toilet sometimes, but I got a laundry sink over here. I'm gonna pour it down there. Yeah, and then yeah, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but that's what I do. All right, turn on the water and pour it down. I hope you guys can still hear me. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. And as I'm pouring it down, I like to wash it out and wash the sink out to make sure the sink doesn't get stained. So yeah, another thing you got to deal with that we don't think about: DTF waste. Not as much as DTG waste, but DTF waste is still a thing, right? But it's nowhere near as much waste as DTG. DTG, forget about it. I don't even know how these DTG companies like Rico are still in business selling those cartridges, how they sell them. Like, it's just now that I put my Ricos, my DTG printers on ice, they're in storage, guys. They still work fine as far as I know, but both of them are in storage. And I tried to sell them once upon a time. I put them on Facebook Marketplace, but you can barely give those things away. Like, I'm quite sure you guys have seen, those of you guys that check out Facebook Marketplace, DTG printers, like, forget about it. Like, you gotta sell it for, like, you gotta practically give it away for somebody to get that thing. You know, they cost $16,000, $17,000, whatever, brand new. You talk about no resale value. All right, let me tell you this about DTG. DTG printers, if you can find a used DTG printer and you can deal with the headaches of DTG and all that stuff, that method of making shirts, the product that you get from a DTG printer is by far the best product that you're going to get short of screen printing. All right, I will say that about DTG. Way better than DTF. The product that you get from a DTG machine is by far the best product on the market that you're going to get short of screen printing. All right, that's why DTG is still a thing. But the headache that you get from that printer, not me, because I know how to handle them, but even still, even though I know how to handle them, I still took the in it and then put it in storage. Because if you're not, like, for example, I'm printing with my DTF printer every day, right? I'm printing with your DTG printer every single day, then it's not even worth having it because it wastes so much ink, and you have to keep it on, and it's just killing ink, and the ink is super expensive versus this DTF ink. It's like, it's not as expensive, and you got a bunch of different companies that sell it for lower prices. Can y'all hear me? Could y'all hear me that whole time? Let me know if y'all can hear me that whole time. Yo, thank you so much, Demetrius Walker. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Let me read your comment in a second. Appreciate that super chat. Let me read that. Let me see what Demetrius is talking about. Give him some special attention. Super chat. All right. Demetrius says, thank you. It's to buy. My wife and I used my affiliate to buy Ricoma, and boy, have we been busy. Thank you, sir. No, my pleasure, my pleasure. Listen, I told you guys from day one when I first got my machine, and I was able to get it to work because I had some experience with embroidery machines with the single needles. So I was able to make the transition to the multi-needles kind of easy. I told you guys that something fishy was going on, and I didn't believe any of the crap that was going on online, and it was total BS. And look at the entire industry now. As far as online, most of the machines that you see people using are Ricoma machines. Second to, I won't say the names, but second to, you guys can go and look around yourself. But now you're seeing all types of machines. But I'm still sticking to the brand that I started with because I'm more familiar with their machines. And right now, I'm in the process, in the near future, I'm probably going to wait till after Deco Summit. I might do it before Deco Summit, I'm not sure. I'm going to go down to Miami and take the technician training to become a certified repair person to go out and fix these machines, and to know how to fix these machines. I'm going to go ahead and pay the money and take the technical training class so I can, know how to take apart the machine, know how to, if you break apart, you can hit me up, fly me out, train me out, pay for my gas, and pay for my service, and I'll come out and fix your machine. That's coming up in the works. But yeah, you're so welcome. I'm happy that it's working out for you. So very happy it's working out for you. And thank you again for the super chat. Kayla said, we live in a septic system. I wonder if I'd be able to dispose of the waste the same if I ever got into DTF. Yeah, so septic systems have to be drained. So I'm not sure. I'm seriously considering advertising those types of shirts, and I'm switching from family reunions to family cruises and cruises related to shirts. That makes sense. You don't have to advertise just one thing. You can advertise it all. You can have that on your list of shirts that you to give people ideas of what they can use your services for. So it's not just that. It's graduation. You don't have to switch. You can do all of them. You can advertise all of them. Look, the car cleaner says, I threw my DTG printer in the trash. Wasted ink. Maintenance was just too much for me. See what I mean? That right there will tell you guys exactly what I'm talking about. He threw his DTG printer in the trash. And let me ask you, if you're still here, the car cleaner, did you try to sell your DTF printer, your DTG printer, before you threw it away? Selling a DTG printer is probably the hardest thing to sell. And you can't, like I said, you can't give those things away. You can't give them away. Like, people are like, yeah, no thank you. Oh yeah, Kayla said you can hear me. Yeah, it's just too much maintenance. And most people are gonna get up. Most people are gonna mess it up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Most people are not built for those printers. Put it like this. If you can manage having a DTG printer and keeping it functional for a long period of time, then you can handle any printer. If you can have a DTG printer and not get any clogs and manage to keep it up and running, then you can, every other printer will be a walk in the park for you. That's why I'm so good with the DTF printer. That's why this is easy for me, right? It's nothing compared to DTG printer. All right, your sound is cutting in and out. So my sound was cutting in and out. Kayla, the technician course, you got to pay for your own flights, your own room on board, but the technician course is only $1,500. kind of a no-brainer. Yeah. I want to sell my F570. I just don't use it like my Epson 7720, but that's not a DTF. Okay. T-Town T-shirts. Thank you for joining us. Once again, please hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. T-Town T-shirts. I'm about to put you up on game that's going to make you change your mind. I too have an Epson F570 that I've had for years. It's in my storage right now, sitting in the front of the storage, followed by my 2 DTG printers, right? I'm thinking about getting it out of storage, and I'm going to tell you why. So, people have been doing this for years, and it never even dawned on me that, follow me here. So, the Epson F570, right? The Epson F570 has sublimation pages and feeds it into the printer on a roll. Let me repeat that. The Epson F570 sublimation paper is on a roll. Let me repeat that again, just in case you didn't. You hear what I'm saying, but you're not digesting it yet. The Epson F570 sublimation paper is on a roll. You know what else is on a roll? DTF film. Now, what do people like to buy? Gang sheets. So guess what? You can offer gang sheet sublimation film, paper. You can offer gang sheet sublimation prints on your website. Did you ever think of that? I didn't think of it. And it just dawned on me when I saw that Heat Press Nation was advertising, yeah, buy our gang sheet sublimations. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, what? 1 second. Right, 1 second right here. Hold on. I have this technology. I've never even put ink in my 570. But guess what? I'm thinking about it. I got to figure out how to price it and stuff like that. And I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. But the thing is, who buys it? Will it sell? I don't know. But one thing's for sure, like, it's worth a try. It's worth marketing, and it's worth a try, right? So, just a thought. Let me know what you think about that T-Town T-shirts. Let me know what you think. No, I will put that headache on another human. There you go. Put that headache on me. Put that headache on me. Kayla says, dang, that's not bad. Definitely a good side gig. My husband would never let me go to people's houses alone, but doing it online would help me. Listen, I mean, your husband probably has a full-time job already, so, you know, I'm saying, like, I was going to suggest that maybe your husband could do the training, but I know he probably has a full-time job already, so. Yeah, but that wouldn't work. But it is worth it just to be able to, it's only $1,500. Just to know how to fix your own machine, you know what I mean? You can buy old machines and fix them up and add to your collection, right? I don't think you should sell it. I didn't sell mine, and I've had it for years, and there's a reason why it hasn't happened yet. Only God knows that reason, but maybe this is the reason. But once upon a time, I think we all, when sublimation was really hot and we all fell in love with sublimation, we all wanted to go ahead and do the all-over prints, and that's why we got the 570. But it just never happened because along with the all-over print, we all probably wanted a big old heat press to press it down one time so we didn't have to, you know what I mean? And that big heat press never happened because once again, you need space for the big heat press. So I think everybody had that goal, and it just never came to fruition. And that's why a lot of people have their large sublimation printers and, you know, just sitting there collecting dust. All right, so my prints are done for the day. I have one more thing that I do want to print that Alright. My microphone died. My microphone died, guys. Let me find my other lapel mic. Give me a second. Let me find my other lapel mic. My microphone died. Can you guys hear me now? Thank you for letting me know. This died. Alright. Should be good now. Should be good now. How about that? Are we back? I don't know how much power I got on this, but should be good. Yeah, sorry about that. T-Town teacher said backish. Yeah, because this mic on here is not that good. Anyway, let me feed this through a little bit so I can cure the rest of that. But yeah, boom. The car cleaner says, I use my F570 for printing memorial items. Memorial Sublimation. Graveyard flags is a great seller. Graveyard flags? I've never, see? Graveyard flags? So, you get the blank flag. I'm going to look that up. Sublimation items are so dope. Like, I'm gonna say this. Like, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you might want to, or you don't want to, nobody wants to get rid of sublimation. Let's face it, sublimation is amazing. Nobody wants to get rid of sublimation. And even if you try to, you can't get rid of sublimation. Sublimation is like that thing that you're over, but you still have to keep the printer because the one customer that you're gonna get every now again that wants. Alright, Joe, I give up. I give up. Yeah, so like I was just saying, sublimation. Every time I do sublimation, after I haven't done it in a while, it's just amazing. So I'm gonna end the live today because my microphones won't I can't even talk right now. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And don't forget to go to AlanAway.com. Let me move this thing right here. Go to AlanAway.com. Scrolling across the screen right now, AlanAway.com to buy your DTF Transfers. And I'm going to come out with a product line soon. With a product line, with a clothing line soon. Another one. But stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. I agree, I rarely do sublimation, but I can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of sublimation. There's no way you can get rid of sublimation. If you do, you're just going to end up buying another printer eventually because, like, I have my SG-1000 right here. I have the SG-500 at home. And right now, even though, and one thing I'll tell you about the sublimation, I know you guys can't hear me that well, but I don't even keep my sublimation, my SG-1000, my SG-500. I don't keep them on. You're supposed to keep them on so the ink circulates. I don't keep them on. I had this off, the SG-1000 off for about, I'd say probably a year to 6 months. Turned it on, printed it, and did those rally tiles for the lady. Printed fine. Yeah. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys on the next live stream. Let me finish this up so I can get done my day. And I'll talk to y'all later. I still got to do some recording, so I'll talk to you later.